Hi there, this is Jan.
And this is Nathan, and this is the 6th edition of From the Middle.
Happy 312th day of the year. This has been a historic election. If John McCain was elected president, he would have been the oldest president, beating out Ronald Reagan at 69.
Yeah, and Barack Obama will be the first African-American president.
And this was the first election that a woman, Hillary Clinton, was a major nominee choice.
Now that the election is over, isn't it amazing that on November 5th of 1872, Susan B. Anthony was fined for trying to vote?
Yeah, times sure have changed. Now let's go to the 5th grade.
Have you ever heard of tessellations? If not, they are repeated patterns of polygons. We are learning about them in math because we are studying shapes. Some classes even made them. They cannot have overlaps or gaps. For example, a checkerboard is a tessellation. A keyboard is not a tessellation. A handprint or fingerprint is also not a tessellation. This is Haley signing off. Now to Colton with more 5th grade news.
Recently, the 5th graders did parts of a desktop in computer class. The parts of a desktop are the desktop, basically everything you see on the computer screen, the icon, the little symbols that lead to certain programs, the system tray, the little blue strip in the bottom right-hand corner. The taskbar is the bar that holds all the programs. Minimized program is a program that is out of the way. And the start button holds all the information. This has been Colton with 5th grade news. Now time to search for Jan and Nathan.
I like tessellations.
Yeah, once I saw a tessellation that looked like an iceberg with the weird edges and all.
Hey, on November 5th, 1987, an iceberg twice the size of Rhode Island was sighted in Antarctica.
Yeah, I wonder what its size is today. Now, here's Maddie and Clay with the 6th grade report.
Hey, Maddie here. And the 6th grade has been writing a personal narrative for the 5-week assessment. The personal narrative had to show a strong emotion that you have felt at that time and have many details in the writing. I wrote about the feeling of sadness when my dad died. The writing piece was based on the ideas from the 6 traits of writing. We wrote a rough draft, edited, and typed it. Now here's Clay with the inside scoop on Red Ribbon Week.
Hello, my name is Clay and I'm here to tell you about Red Ribbon Week. The purpose of this week is to help teach kids how not to do drugs. On Monday, students signed big banners to promise not to do drugs and to write down suggestions of other things to do instead. On Tuesday, the 28th of October, was Wear Red. Everyone who remembered did. The 29th was wear your favorite sports jersey on Team Up Against Drugs. The 30th, the students got to wear slippers for Don't Slip Up on Drugs. The teachers and students in every grade had a chance to participate in all of these activities. And now back to Jan and Nathan.
Are you still drug-free?
You better be. Well, thank you, Taylor. Now let's go see what the 7th grade's doing.
Hey WCMS, this is Madison here with some news on 7th grade music. Mr. Sai is teaching us how to play the harmonica and learn some very simple songs like Mary Had a Little Lamb and Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, or some tougher and faster songs like On Top of Old Smoky and Oh Susanna. I and most of the music class have had a difficulty learning how to play, but we are all definitely improving. I think, oh wow, I need some practice. Now here's John.
This is interesting. This book is called The Giver, and it's by Lois Lowry. We are currently reading The Giver in our 7th grade classes. It is a book about a kid named Jonas in a future time, and he has been selected to be the next receiver of memory. He is to receive the memories from the former receiver of memory and hold them for the community. He decides to call the former receiver of memory the giver. In his first memory, he is on the top of a hill and there is snow. The memory is of sledding. He also receives bad memories of war and injury. Then he discovers his father lied to him about release, which is when people go away. Jonas is mad. What do you think will happen next? This has been John reporting from the middle. Now to Jan and Nathan.
The new Vienna Opera House opened in Austria.
Interesting.
Also, the 8th graders went to see the Iowa Central Community College Variety Show.
Let's see what the 8th grade is doing in art and math.
Hi, this is Corey from 8th grade art. These past few weeks we have been making ceramic pots, which is cutting out a base made of clay, layering coils up, and smoothing it out. When you are done smoothing it out, you put it in the drying room, and then it goes in a kiln, which is a big furnace that heats up to 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit. After the pots are fired, they come out rock hard, and then you can paint or glaze it. If you paint it, then you let the paint dry, and it is done. Here is a painted one that is almost completely finished. If you glaze it, then you paint six layers on it with a special paint and put it back in the kiln. In the kiln, it goes through a chemical reaction and the paint turns into glass. In my art class, some people are still in the painting and glazing stage, and some others have already started picking out landscape pictures we will be painting. Now here's Callie with more news.
Hey, it's Callie here, and lately in pre-algebra we have studied the Pythagorean theorem, which is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. This works with right triangles, which have 90-degree angles. Our next math lesson is about graphing on a coordinate plane. A coordinate plane looks something like this, sort of like a battleship game. This is the x-axis that goes across. This is the y-axis that goes up and down. When graphing numbers on here, the x-axis number always comes first. Our third unit is about over, and we will be taking a test soon. For you 7th graders, your teachers next year could be Mrs. Manson, Mrs. Vagovic, Mrs. Bristow. Now back to Jan and Nathan.
I like Battleship, but one of my favorite games is Monopoly.
Did you know that in 1935, on November 5th, Monopoly went on the market?
Cool, so now that we know what has been happening in history, what's happening today?
Well, today the 8th grade Project Explorer kids performed part of their mock trial case for the rest of their classmates.
Yeah, I think we did pretty well.
And tomorrow, November 6th, we're going out to the courthouse for dress rehearsal in the evening.
Sounds fun. Well, we'll see you next week from the middle.